I have nice things to say about Doom. Yeah. That is a video game. I'm not done yet. I'm still going. It's meatier than most first-person shooter campaigns.
Yeah,
these
the campaign.
days.
Like we were expecting like a 6-7 hour campaign, and it's more. It's almost like double that. I would say it's like a little over 10, probably 12.
I'm probably trajecting closer to 12. Is that a word?
Sure.
Can I do that?
Projecting, I think you meant.
Now we're projecting it. Yeah, but it's one of those. It hasn't. I think you and I are near the same place, which is near the end of the game.
Yeah.
And it hasn't outstayed its welcome yet. It has.
No.
It keeps delivering your drip fed new mechanics and new abilities really well.
The power curve is perfect. You're being fed tougher and tougher enemies, but you're getting more and more abilities and better weapons.
To combat
and so
them,
it stays fresh and relevant and interesting.
Yeah, and it's also like it's really cool. They keep introducing the new enemies, but they keep the old ones. And so by the end of the game, the combat arenas are filled with like 10 different types of enemies that all move very differently and act very differently and are sort of weaker to specific weapons, which makes, I love the fact that it doesn't do the Halo thing where you only have 2 weapons. Like I love that I can carry all 9 of my guns just fine. The combat scenarios are so good in that game.
Love his attitude, like the personality that the main character has, just through
very
how
Duke
he interacts.
Nukem-ish kind of attitude.
He's Duke Nukem without the terrible dialogue and just like
I've
all
been
the
adding
sass.
my own Duke Nukem dialogue as I play. I'm not joking. I actually have been.
Yeah.
But real talk, he's an a-hole.
Totally.
The only nice thing in that game is the little flying drone that lets you upgrade your weapon.
And
And when you
punches
grab
it.
it, he punches it in the face, and then it like cowers in the corner, and I'm like, what a dick.
In the Doom Slayer's
The drone
defense,
killed his family.
as he is referred to in the game.
the Doom Slayer.
Yeah, if you had been effectively placed in a coma for centuries or millennia, and then you were woken up God, I gotta kill a bunch of Hell's minions now. You
Like, just give me my upgrade.
You'd probably be a little angry
dumb
too.
robot.
It's the one nice thing in the world. It's the one thing that's he's even mean to buttons. Like he punches buttons.
He kicks them.
They had
He
it
kicks
coming.
buttons.
But the thing actually that got me thinking, again, not done with the game yet, but before this game came out, I have to say I was worried that because Doom has gone through some development phrasing hell of its own. You remember there was the report that eventually came out where they had scrapped an entire Doom 4 that was sort of Call of Duty-ish, that sort of very cinematic, storm the beaches of hell
I
kind
would
of thing.
love to see what that was.
Well, there were some screens and stuff that
yeah.
leaked, but we never got to actually see it. But it got me thinking, like, so id Software spent, I believe it was $7 years
$1 billion. No, just kidding.
maybe for all we know, but like 7 years on Rage.
Yeah.
Bethesda bought id during the Rage development process, and then Rage eventually came out. And Rage was good, but it kind of fell flat. Like, I don't think it sold super great.
And it was not memorable whatsoever.
It was not memorable. I reviewed it.
I remember it because id made it, and it was like, that's weird.
It was
Why didn't they make
brown
Doom?
as hell.
Yeah.
The weapon combat in that game was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else, not so much. The weapon combat and the graphics were kind of the two.
Few games are live up to their 7-year dev cycle.
And so, with that kind of development cycle and that kind of end result and seemingly not so great sales, like, okay, well, that's not good. And then you have, and you've got this new parental overlord in the form of Bethesda, whereas it had always been independent for 20 years until they sold out to Bethesda. So you've got these corporate overlords looking over your shoulder now. Rage comes out, doesn't do so well. Now, then Doom gets announced and comes out 8 years later.
Yeah.
8 years. It was announced in 2008. And it came out in 2016, which, if I do the math correctly, is 8 years.
Maybe they thought the 8 on the end of 2008 meant wait 8 more years before you
Maybe,
actually...
or it was an infinity sign.
Just take your time.
But yeah, I thought, I wonder, after playing Doom now a bunch and loving the heck out of it, is Doom's critical and what I presume will follow is commercial success, has Doom saved id? Because is it reasonable to hypothesize that after Rage, and then if Doom had come out and fallen flat after 8 years, would Bethesda have just shuttered id? And
how are the
sales
sales is the question.
Or maybe
we don't
use
know
them
yet,
as a
but I
test
think the sales are
studio.
going to be. I think they're going to be high.
I think
Yeah,
they're going to be
me too.
okay. Just like, so we're in this bubble where like hardcore gamers basically, and we all really like the game. But does that translate to worldwide sales?
I mean, I don't. Anecdotally, in the Unlocked and Beyond Facebook groups, like all of the chatter up until Overwatch coming out was
Still all the hardcore, which is like what, 20% of the market.
That's
Yeah,
who
but also the name
influences everyone else.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
the name Doom. Is
I
known.
hope it succeeds.
Yeah,
I
I think it will.
worry it won't.
I think it'll be fine. I
But
think.
what do you guys think? Would it have been? Could this game have saved? Could this game being good have been like the Hail Mary pass for id Software?
Yeah, you can't run a business where you have 2 games in 14 years and both of them be duds. Like you just
Yeah.
can't do that. Again, when you look at when you put it alongside, what, an 8-year dev cycle, if you produce one game and that game doesn't deliver, and then you look at other studios that produce games,
3 games in that time.
Yeah, exactly. We always, like, when we talk about this could be the year where Doom comes out after 8 years, The Last Guardian comes out after 8 years, and Final Fantasy comes out after 10 years. Like, that is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, assuming, like Destin said, like, we don't know. Anecdotally, I think it's selling well, but we'll see when NPD comes out next month. But I think, this game could have absolutely saved them.
This game is like universally praised, and hopefully that translates into sales. But then there's a game like, you look back at Destiny and Bungie, like that game destroyed records probably. I don't know for sure, but like it
did
sold
huge.
a ton of units, and for the most part it was like a 7 like on Metacritic when it launched.
But the difference is Destiny was designed with a very long tail in mind.
Sure.
These the expansion packs, which you
Yeah.
already talked about on Fire Team Chat, the new one leaked. Whereas Doom is
Does Doom have that same sort of staying power?
No, it's going to have DLC, but this is not a game people are going to be playing.
Not
years from now.
longevity wise. I just mean, like, is the brand recognition still there? I think Bungie had brand recognition, so people trusted them for Destiny.
I think
Doom.
I think more people know what
8
Doom
years
is than
is a
know what
long
Bungie
time.
is.
Yeah.
I think
I would agree with that.
General
Absolutely.
consumer, if they see the
Yeah.
word Doom, they're like, "Oh, that's that thing I played on my
grandfather of
computer."
shooters.
Yeah. Whereas if people say Bungie, like, unless you immediately follow it up with
Yeah.
Halo
or Cord
or Core, yeah,
or jumping.
I don't think people know id that well. Like id
No,
software.
I don't-
but
yeah.
they,
Not
they
outside
know
the hardcore.
Doom.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Most
think
people,
that
most people
age
don't
group's
know
older.
developers. Most people who buy a video game don't know who made it, unless it's Nintendo.
I think because it's such a large gap, my concern is Doom doesn't have the name recognition that it once did, and that's going to equate to lower sales than expected.
Doom 3 sold really well, right?
10 years ago. 11.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's just
12 years ago.
So is Doom
Did
the
well.
type of game that the, 16 to 25-year-old is looking for?
I think so.
I think this game is made
so.
for them. Yeah.
But we're all old.
Well,
Yeah, but I felt like this game was like made for someone younger than me, honestly. It was a weird thing to say, but like the
yet
gratuitous, over the top violence
Yeah.
and everything. I totally dig it.
Yeah.
And the game's not perfect. Like, the story's dumb, and some of the art design's kind of garish, and I get lost all the time because I can't tell where I came from and where I'm going. But like, it's ultimately like, the game has flaws. I'm not gonna play its multiplayer, but like, I'm totally digging the campaign.
I can't wait to see some sales numbers on this product because
I think
I hope it does well because I would be scared to see a world without it.
well,
or
I'll tell you, that'll be a
Doom
big
developer.
question is, may NPDs,
I mean, it's good.
Uncharted, already, I know this is an
yeah.
Xbox podcast,
Yeah,
but they put out sales
2.7
numbers.
million sold.
Right.
Sold through.
However, Doom's on 3 platforms.
Doom's on 3
versus
platforms,
one.
but
Yeah.
one of them, like, we don't get PC sales numbers. Same thing with Overwatch. We're not going to get PC sales numbers, and that's
Yeah.
going to be...
Well, that'll be on Steam. So we'll
yeah,
we'll
but it's not
know.
part of MPD.
Yeah.
So
So
what
we
do you
can
think? You
we
think-
can look at those stats though and correlate that to a sale.
What do you think? Doom, number 1, number 2, number 3, NPD sales for May. What do you guys think?
6.
Really?
No,
Wow,
2.
Destin taking
6? What else is that?
Overwatch also came out.
Yeah, so
I think
what-
that's going to be number 1 for sure.
But you're missing Marty's excellent point.
yeah, Battleborn.
Almost all of the PC sales for Overwatch, which is a super
Doesn't
PC-centric
count.
game, will not be factored into NPD.
Also,
because
I bet you my life Battleborn is not ahead of Doom. Battleborn is
No
already
way.
dropped in price $20
there's
across
not
the
a
board.
chance. Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3 is Uncharted, Doom, Overwatch in some order.
Minecraft.
No, what?
No, I'm not saying that as a joke. It's been on every NPD list.
Toward the bottom of the top.
Yeah,
10.
towards the bottom.
I mean, I'd bet $100, 1, 2, 3, some combination of those 3.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't know which way it'll go.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, because with the PC sales, like, I don't know, like...
I think it'll be in hopefully the top 5.
Yeah.
Doom. Yeah.
I think you're underestimating the power of ripping a zombie's heart out.
Ripping
and
and
making-
tearing.
I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. I just worry about Doom.
Last question on this topic for you guys. What do you think id does next? They have a hit. This is what's interesting is this is an id Software where the old guard is almost entirely gone. This Doom was created by basically a generation of developers that grew up on Doom rather than the guys that made Doom, which is interesting. And they've designed a very, very compelling game that manages to throw a lot of callbacks for guys like me that grew up on Doom just like they did, but also modernizing it. Do we think Doom 2 next? Do they take a shot at rebooting Quake next?
Yeah, because when we were talking about Quake the other week, you were mentioning machine games.
I mean, I would, if they did it in the original sort of Lovecraftian Quake 1 style, I would love to see Machine do a Riddick Wolfenstein type, just narrative-driven treatment to it.
Yeah.
But I could also see it working really well as id doing a Doom style take on it, a Doom reboot style take on it.
I want them to do Hexen.
You're speaking my language right now.
I want a first-person magic-based game. Yeah.
You know the problem with that.
Who owns it?
Activision.
Oh, really?
Activision owns Raven. Raven made Hexen and Heretic.
Yeah.
So it's time to abandon that dream right now.
I want to see id make something new, totally new. And,
You're voting new IP.
Yeah, I mean I'm always going to vote new IP. I've seen Doom before. I just played Doom. I don't need a sequel right now. I want to see something new in between.
That's totally
Doom
legit.
and Doom 2.
Yeah.
You know, Doom 2 is their money maker. Hopefully, Doom and Doom 2 are their money makers, and with that money, they are given the permission to create something
Also,
new.
it needs to be...
And take a chance.
You can't have a 7-year, 8-year dev cycle anymore. Like,
No,
you
I
can't.
don't think that'll
You gotta,
happen.
I mean, I'm sure they're split into two teams. I'm sure they're already working on their next thing.
Of course.
Who's the team doing Horizon?
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah,
Or
on
that's Guerrilla.
PlayStation.
That's Guerrilla. That's the Killzone.
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, so they did Killzone. It made their money, and now they're allowed to try something new.
Well, Killzone
You know?
fizzled out.
Yeah,
That's,
Killzone.
they're making Horizon because no one wants Killzone anymore.
But look at the excitement for a property like that.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
if the Doom guys came and they made their
They did
Horizon,
though, and it was called Rage, and it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
and now
I'm just
most
Do
of those
they
guys
take a
don't
chance
work there
again?
anymore.
Yeah, and this is to be fair, this is like you said, this is a fresh team. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always on your side in terms of new IP.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, it would be, I don't know, it would be interesting to see them give this sort of TLC to like Quake.
That's the more I
That's what
think
my
about
gut,
it.
That's what my gut says.
The more I think
They
about it, I'm
probably
with
will.
that because if Machine isn't now, I guess the rumors that Machine is doing Wolfenstein New Order 2.
yeah, which would make sense because the first one sold well.
Right. Therefore, if they're not doing a Quake, I actually think I'm with you, Marty. I think id's gonna go there next because
They did such a good job with Doom.
Well, they did
Do
such
the
a good
same
job,
thing with
but
Quake. Modernize it.
the thing is, Bethesda. You got to go back, look at the business of it a little bit. Bethesda bought id. And
To make money.
why was id a valuable acquisition? Because of their IPs.
Yeah.
And also at the time, John Carmack, but he's not there anymore. But yeah, you had Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein. I'm not even going to factor in Rage, whatever. But they've done Wolfenstein. They've now done Doom. I don't think they're going to let the Quake IP rot for much longer. So I think they're going to go to Quake next.
If they can do with Quake what they just did with Doom, that would be fantastic.
and-
but the scary thing is Doom's
Yeah.
multiplayer wasn't great.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Agree. Honestly, I could personally not care less.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
it's in
I'm,
the
so,
market
I'm in
right
it for
now.
the campaign.
Wolfenstein came out and just didn't have multiplayer.
Yep,
I
which was fine
respected
by
that,
me as
yeah.
well.
That is a tough market to get into right now.
It
like,
is.
with all the games that just launched like in May, you know, like maybe like a year and a half from now they'll be able to launch a Quake, like a modernized Quake.
Yeah, think about too. Now they have the entire community on. It has the entire community rooting for them and on their side. Like, yes, you guys brought back Doom and it's great. Think of the excitement that they would generate if they said, here comes Quake.
Well, especially like if it was at a Bethesda conference and they were like, "Hey, look what we did with Wolfenstein. Look what we did with Doom.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do it with Quake." And so in your mind, you're just like, "Oh, well, this is going to work."
Yeah.
And also, like, Bethesda rarely makes a dud. Like whether they're,
Well, new Bethesda.
Well, new Bethesda, yeah.
Back in the day, in their early publishing days.
Totally. But yeah, like not only did, like, obviously Skyrim and Fallout are incredible, but also just like the games they oversee.
Evil Within was excellent.
Evil Within, yeah, Wolfenstein, Doom.
Prey 2.
so-
Oh, wait, sorry.
Hey, maybe we'll see Prey 2. I think we're going to see Prey 2 at E3. All the Dishonored stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I notice with these conversations more and more, I'm not thinking, would it be awesome? I just kind of assume, yeah, it'll be good. Strategically, when's the best time for the marketing cycle to begin? When could they start talking about this product that would get the people interested and they would have their best chance to succeed with their product?
Are you talking about, is that an E3 segue?
Just talking about Quake.
Quake.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
the fact is they've probably been working on Quake for a week.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, they had to finish Doom and any, patches,
I don't know.
etc.
Like right now would
there's
be a
pre-production, right? But
If they announced Quake today, it'd be terrible. Just because
No,
there's
I mean, if there was a 10-second teaser at their E3 press conference.
E3, maybe that's a better time to do it. But
next
today would be bad because everybody's talking about Overwatch and Battleborn and Doom, it would be cannibalized. The announcement would be
Yeah,
cannibalized.
I mean, they're not going to
by those
not
products.
announce it in a grand fashion.
Yeah,
totally. I think next E3 is the year.
Yeah,
to
probably.
tease it, not show it, just to tease it, because it'll be
or
only
maybe in
developed.
August, Gamescom.
Maybe, but Bethesda seems to be banking on they've been doing E3 conferences now for last year and this year, and that seems to be a big focus for them. So,
Yeah.
all right, we shall see. But yay for Doom! I'm just pleasantly surprised because
I'm happy it's good.
I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but when a game has been in development as long as Doom has, and it's there were the reports of the development hell of like a lot of people leaving and them sort of scrapping a whole game and starting over. Often that doesn't end well.
And the fact, like, we talk about this a lot, but the fact that we didn't get review copies early, like
That was a red flag.
That's not always bad. But a lot of times it is, and so we were like,
We got our Ninja Turtle review copies late.
oh no. I think that one's in a different scenario than Doom. Yeah.
Oh man. And by the way, for anybody that's watching this going, then why did you guys give it a 7.1 out of 10?
Because a review is a single person's opinion.
A single person's opinion, and we defend their right to have
that
their opinion,
opinion.
and state their opinion, and we're allowed to feel differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said it already before, but there were plenty of people in this office that felt very differently about Alien Isolation than
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Everyone
That's
feeling the same about something's boring.
totally.
Yeah.